the Titans' backup quarterback situation. Yes, that is exactly what I said. And here's why. After Marcus Mariota's hamstring injury on Sunday, the Titans, who already have Matt Castle on the roster, signed quarterback Brandon Weeden. Tennessee also reportedly considered Matt Barkley, Matt McGloin, TJ Yates, none of whom are Colin Kaepernick. So, Coach, I ask you, what's your reaction to Colin Kaepernick? Forget not getting signed, but not even coming in to work out for the team in a system that is very similar to the one he plays in.
Well, what I believe about Colin is that he should be in the league from an ability perspective. And I was with Colin in the room 2 years, so I understand how he prepares, how he works, the side outside of what you just see on the field. And when you look at his numbers, his last year in San Francisco, they weren't that far off from when he was in the NFC Championship game. Okay, so that part is absolutely right. Now, the other part of this is if you bring Colin in, you bring a lot of other things into the organization as well. And I know that at this desk, the word distraction isn't a word that's well received.
Love the word.
But it's real. That is real. And even if you bring him in for a workout, the amount of attention that's going to get, the amount of discussions that you're going to have, the amount of time that you're going to have to spend outside of just the workout, it's something you don't want to have to deal with at this point.
Can you just break that down a little bit? Because I feel like we go around in circles and discussion a lot. And I know you're going to get into other players have been distractions in the past. But as someone who has been a head coach on a team, what does a distraction really mean? We throw that word around a lot. And how does it relate to all the players? And then how does it relate to affecting what you do on the field?
Well, all week long, you're trying as hard as you can to get the group to just focus on the opponent, to understand the game plan, to understand the things that you have to do, the tendencies, everything related to winning that game. When there's things that happen outside of that and everybody has to deal with the questions on your political stance, the team signing him, the amount of media attention, and from the head coaching perspective, you're now dealing with meetings with the owner, meetings with the GM, meetings with the PR personnel. The business side is dealing with across the board. There's a lot of time and effort that has to go in to dealing with bringing in a player like Colin. And if Colin's ability offsets those things, then you factor that in. You say, okay, we're willing to do that. If you don't feel like that's the case, then you're looking at the whole player, the whole situation, and you move on, you go to other guys.
Coach, is it fair to say the single most distracting thing in a locker room is losing?
Is it fair to say the single most... Look, yeah, that's a huge problem. Is it fair to say that Colin's going to come in and guarantee winning?
No.
Because I know where you're going with this point.
Well, I'm not going that he guarantees it. Nobody guarantees it. You can put Tom Brady, peak Tom Brady on team doesn't guarantee you're going to win an individual game. But I would imagine your job, you felt your job, tell me if I'm wrong, as a coach, was to continually every day make sure I am doing everything I can to maximize my team's chances at being successful. And
absolutely, 100%, that's what you're trying to do.
Okay, maximize your chances.
Everything you can do to maximize your chances.
Okay, and so there's no guarantees. So the question I ask now, when you are Tennessee this offseason, forget right now, this offseason, and your franchise quarterback has a history of some injuries, and your backup quarterback, Matt Castle, has not played a single good game since the first game of 2014, plays a totally different style than your franchise quarterback, and this guy is out there. Even understanding if we bring him in, it comes with the baggage you're bringing up. Is failing to bring him in maximizing your team's chances at winning?
Well, you're making a lot of presumption here. The fact that you're saying that Matt Castle can't win games and the system is totally different, I'm sure that they've looked at both of those things, and they do feel that, and they did feel that Matt could win games, okay? So that was part of the equation. In terms of it being a totally different style, I don't think that they see Matt as being totally different than what Marcus can do, okay? And in terms of bringing Colin, you are trying to maximize your chances, but you can't look at players in a vacuum, just like you can't look at play calling in a vacuum. There's other things that come with it, and dealing with an issue outside of football every single day, not just in the locker room, but at home, with every person you come into contact with, it's hard to focus on what's in front of you, and that's what gives you the best chance to win.
Coach, I have to disagree with you, especially as far as the distraction. And Colin has said that he didn't plan on taking a knee, all right? So if he's not taking a knee on Sundays and he's the backup quarterback in your organization, just like any of the other players that go through situation, you manage the interviews, you manage how many times he's going to be speaking publicly, and you also sit down with the player and go over what are you trying to accomplish this year, like even in the tryout phase. So for me, on the way to dinner last night, I walked past Colin's apartment. He lives about 100 yards from me. And to me, I don't think it's I just believe this in my life. It's always the right time to do the right thing. And what Colin is trying to stand up for should not prevent him from getting a job. Now, at least even take on the fact that I'm getting a better player. Let me try to manage the PR. And if I decide I can't do it, a lot like New England did with Tebow, at least they brought him in. A lot like the Jets did with Tebow, at least they brought him in. A lot like Philadelphia, what they did with Tebow, at least they brought him in. To see if the talent matches the risk. So when you don't have him in your building, you can make all these assumptions of all these meetings, the owners, and all these things you have to answer to. But I've been in this business long enough. We manage what we want to manage. We allow to be a distraction what we allow. But this is pro football, and based on Bill Parcells, this is a talent acquisition business, Chris. And you get the talent however you can get it. CFL, junior college, the draft, free agency, you get that talent. And these rosters are not getting better in their quarterback room when you don't even bring in Colin Kaepernick for an interview, potentially to sign him to a veteran minimum contract. Like, what do you have to lose?
And look, you're not, I don't disagree that you want to always upgrade your talent. That's the most important thing that you do. But you can't look at talent as just one thing without looking at everything else that comes with the player.
No, I agree with you on that, yes.
And in terms of managing distractions, you may manage it as much as you possibly can within the team, but you can't manage all the pressure that comes with it. Look at Baltimore situation. They talked about bringing him in, and think about how much time and effort they had to spend just talking about bringing him in. The owner got involved, the head coach got involved, and what nobody sees is everything that goes on behind the scenes. There's a significant amount of time spent with the owner, spent with the GM, spent with the PR guy, and all that time that you're spent talking about these things is time that you're not spending on what's most important right now, which is trying to win the next game.
You said maybe it's a different story if and there's no guaranteed sure thing, and there's no guaranteed someone coming in and they're going to win a game. But we're talking about a guy who's most likely going to come in as a backup at this point.
But that's
and no.
I reject the premise, though. Because this is where,
but
again,
maybe it's not worth it for a backup.
Well, okay, but that's why I reject the premise. Because Cece, I apologize. The idea that Colin Kaepernick is not a better option as a starter than 6 or 7 teams had coming into the year is against what I think most, if not all, actual football scouts, coaches, people that watch the game on a higher level than I do would say. And I'm going to bring up a team in New York, the Jets. Oh, the Jets, why would they want to upgrade their quarterback position? They're tanking this year. Todd Bowles don't think they're tanking. The fact that they're sitting there tied with the New England Patriots in a division that all of a sudden might be winnable, they don't think they're tanking.
No.
That team right there made the decision. We are signing Josh McCown. We are signing a markedly inferior player by any possible metric. Why? I mean, I have my beliefs. I think some of the beliefs have to be about the political beliefs of the former owner, now ambassador.
Right, and you thought Josh McCown couldn't do anything. The Jets are sitting at 2-2. So maybe Matt Castle isn't the greatest quarterback.
And maybe you've underestimated Josh McCown.
Okay, but maybe I have. I don't believe that to be possible. However, there's one other thing here that people are forgetting when it comes to the distraction. If Colin is in the league and not kneeling, it's overwhelming likely to me nobody's kneeling. They were kneeling on behalf of a player who was being blackballed to further his cause. The president hadn't spoken on this.
And they got challenged by the president.
And
It's already been done.
But it's not going away. You can't put this back in a bottle. Whether Colin kneels or doesn't kneel, he's become the leader of this movement, and everybody's going to want to know what he thinks and what everybody else in the locker room thinks.
Let's not forget, a very, very good friend of mine, Michael Vick, was released from prison as a backup. Andy Reid did the right thing. Michael Vick was convicted of horrendous crimes. Awful. Did he not go on to play? Did he not get signed as a backup? Because Andy Reid decided it's the right time to do the right thing.
All right,
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. So you heard it, man. This motherfucker Eric Mangini gonna sit there, man, and try to say, basically saying Colin Kaepernick don't fit the criteria, and then he says, you know, basically it's too much of a headache and too much of a distraction. And I like the fact that Chris Carter blew his ass up and said, listen, I got a good friend of mine named Michael Vick that got that, and Andy Reid did the right thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a good friend of mine that committed some horrific crimes. And as soon as he got out, he got a job and was able to, you know, he was able to fix himself, man. You know what I'm saying? He was able to get his life together, man. He got 2 $100 million contracts after that. And Colin Kaepernick did nothing of the sort to be exiled like this, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes to show, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. It's really ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, oh man. So this dude, Eric Mangini, gonna sit there and say, oh man, look what we talking about. We're not talking about football, man. This shit is bigger than fucking football, man. People don't realize this shit is bigger than football? Or motherfuckers just don't give a fuck, man. That's what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, Chris Carter and Nick Wright, man, I'm loving these fucking dudes, man. They destroying these motherfuckers now, man. You know what I'm saying? Their platform, you step on their platform, you're getting destroyed, man. You're getting put on the spot. You see what they did to Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? They put motherfuckers on the spot, man. And I'm loving this shit now, man. You know what I'm saying? Eric Mangini was getting put on the goddamn spot, man. So y'all heard the video, man. That's all I got for y'all, man. Fucking Titans signed Brandon Weedon and didn't even give Colin Kaepernick a fucking look, a tryout, nothing. And his style, Colin Kaepernick's style of play fit what the Titans do. He more of a if you want to simulate anything, he's more comparable to Marcus Mariota than fucking Brandon Weedon. You gotta be shitting me, man. Shit is disgusting, man. Eric Mangini should be ashamed of his fucking self. Donkey of the day, man. That's all I got for y'all. Blue Blood Sports TV, man. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe, man. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, man. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications, man. That's all I got for y'all. Blue Blood Sports TV. Holla at me. Peace.
Around here, and I'm out 8 in the mall, dog. Clock 2 around here. What you do around here? And you know I keep my tool around here. My act a fool around.